NASA's Mars Perseverance rover just dropped its first sample on the Martian surface. NASA's Perseverance rover collected this tube sample from a Mars region rich in organics, and scientists soon will scrutinize the tubes like this for signature of life. NASA's Perseverance mission dropped its first cache of precious rock samples on the sands of Mars, leaving behind a record of material that a future mission could bring back to Earth. It's a key moment in the search of life on Mars, NASA officials said in a statement on Wednesday. The rover's contribution to seeking ancient microbial life in an old river delta, as NASA's Jet Propulsion said in an update. This will include 10 titanium tubes. These tubes will be deposited at this location, and this location have been nicknamed Three Forks. This tube is a backup depot. However, Perseverance collects twin samples at each location, and its mission calls for it to do the delivery itself. This delivery is done using the set of caches inside the rover. But if necessary, helicopters could also be called upon to pick up the backup tubes left on the Martian surface. However, the tubes gets delivered, a spacecraft will launch them to space and hand the samples off to a waiting orbiter to return the Martian samples to Earth. Also, from a few meteorites carved off of Mars that fell onto our planet, the historic shipment will represent the first time red planet rocks that have made it to Earth. One of the key ingredients of life which appears abundantly on Mars is water. Huge canyons, vast icebergs, and potential underwater reservoirs suggest that Mars was rich with water in the ancient past. This is despite the fact that planet dried up and dusty appearance which has today. But whether there was enough water to support life requires ground truth. This is when perseverance will help the scientist. A rover can only carry so many instruments with it. Sending the samples back to Earth, will allow entire laboratories a big chance to review the Martian bits for signature of ancient life. The first sample to hit the regolith is roughly the size of a piece of chalk. This sample will be collected from an ingenious rock. This rock is nicknamed Malay on January 31. This rock belongs to a region called South Scythia. South Scythia is itself significant in a way that scientists announced weeks before taking the sample that they had found organics, a possible ingredient of life in the same area. The car sized Perseverance took about an hour to spit out of the tube from its belly, where the sampling and catching system resides. The tube fell 3 feet to a flat spot of the Martian surface as planned, and engineers on Earth imaged the area to make sure they don't accidentally wheel over it as Perseverance drives away. The picture came back showing the tube was well out of the way and flat, but NASA did have a contingency plan in place in case the tube ended up upright in the sand. The mission has written a series of commands for Perseverance to carefully knock the tube over, which part of the turret at the end of its robotic arm, agency officials wrote. Engineers tested the tube flattening procedure with a Perseverance like rover inside the Mars yard, which is an adapted sandbox at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, where machines are tested in conditions similar to the red planet. Upright deposits happened about 5% of the times in these simulations, which is why the mission has backup.